Well done, Michael. Your first victory in charge of Shrewsbury Town. What about the effort from the players today to deliver a 3 points here at Oakwell?
Yeah, no, there was plenty of effort. There's no doubt about that. I think what we did today, we created a platform to play from. I think it's been very difficult in all games if you go behind in a game to try and obviously overturn that and win it or stay in games. But we've missed the opportunity to score first in a few games since I've been here. We got that goal today, a very good goal. Probably should have been 2 up. I think it was slightly onside from what I'm saying and what the pictures I've seen. Mal's opportunity. So, like I say, we give ourselves a platform. We did well. We mixed it up a little bit when we had to. And then obviously, scoring the second goal normally, if you've maybe won 1 or 2 games in the last 15, you might be a little bit more braver and play a little bit higher and be a bit more sort of resolute to stay up the pitch. But obviously, as it happens, it's just natural. I've been there myself as a player. Maybe not 15 without a win, but I've definitely been there as a player, certainly when I've had a bit of a bad run, and when you go ahead, the natural thing is to drop a little bit. So we did that, but defended really well and put our necks on the line and other parts of our body on the line when we needed to.
Yeah, let's talk about the goals. John Marquis put both of them away. They were 2 really well worked and well taken goals.
Yeah, they were. It was incredible pass from Toto on the switcher play, but Hooley's first touch as well was just as good in terms of, he killed the defender in that one sort of touch because he cut across him and he didn't give the defender a chance. And then obviously when that happens, you've still got to do the hard work as well in terms of picking someone out in the box. And, he had a couple of opportunities and it was Johnny obviously coming at the far post.
In the second, we had Callum Stewart with a nice assist. Did well, didn't he?
He did really well. Listen, they all did well, Callum and Lloyd had to do a lot of running today. They had to play split, so they weren't as close as they probably would be at certain times, just because of the way Barnsley played and the threat that they had. But yeah, it was one of them where he could have been unselfish and tried to score from a really acute angle, but he picked the right decision and he picked out John, and it was a wonderful finish.
Yeah, hard-working team performance. Made a couple of changes. George Nurse and Toto Enciada came back into the starting 11. Happy with how they contributed to that?
Yeah, no, I'm I'm happy with all of them. Obviously, both Nursey and Toto will be happy with the fact that one, they've got minutes under the belt. 2, that the fact that, all right, they've had a couple of opportunities Barnsley today, but you'd expect that with the quality that they've got on the pitch. But I thought they both sort of played their part in what was a good performance.
How important to end that long wait for a Shrewsbury Town victory. It had been 15 games, February the 8th, the last win before today, not too far from here at Rotherham. How important to end that sort of run before the end of the season? Yeah,
it was nice, and it was great to give the fans who obviously turned up today. There was a lot of them there today, some of them in fancy dress. I think they enjoyed the game. There was a party atmosphere obviously in the stands, and to score a couple of goals and give them the opportunity to go back to Shropshire with a smile on their face, and hopefully look forward to something similar next weekend.
Yeah, they were nice scenes at the end between yourself and the players and the fans, because the fans have travelled so far this season, haven't they? And you've got to enjoy moments like that when they do come along.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously it is appreciative of all of us. The reality is when it's 3 or 4 minutes left on the clock plus stoppage time, you can hear our fans getting behind the players and almost roaring them up the pitch to sort of get out of the goal mouth area and get up the pitch. So listen, it was great that they could enjoy that today after the game, and it's been long overdue. And for yourself, Michael, is it a case that talks will continue this week in terms of determining your future? Yeah, I hope so. Obviously, I touched on it yesterday, made it clear that, hopefully this week will be a big week for everyone at the football club, and one way or another we'll get a bit of clarity.
In a way, did you hope it would have been sorted by now, or is this usually the way it takes a little while for things to be decided? Well, what's going to happen?
Well, obviously from a selfish point of view, yeah, of course, but these things do take time sometimes, and obviously there's not just a fact of trying to come to an agreement in terms of a contract. I'm aware that obviously other things are going on at the club in terms of takeovers and possible takeovers, so I suppose there's a wish list. I suppose there's a pecking order. Maybe in the next sort of 3 or 4 days, what happens with myself and my future becomes a little bit higher up the pecking order. If that's the case, brilliant.
Very good result today. Thanks for your time, Michael.
Cheers, thank you.